Hello everybody, I'm Arden. Welcome to my newest series for All the Mods 8, the newest, shiniest version on Minecraft 1.19, which certainly does not have any bugs at all afflicting it right now. And honestly, as per tradition, we should just go punch the first tree to go get some wood, correct? Well, not here, because we should actually discuss what I found down this hole right near where I decided to prop up my base. Because by pure coincidence, I have found what I'm pretty sure is a skulk-filled hole down into the deep dark. So instead of punching a tree or doing something useful, I think we should ride a boat down in the deep dark and see if we can survive the fall damage down. Uh-oh, and there's the burst blinkiness. I've been warned once. Although so far, I do not see a city down here. I do see a whole bunch of lava that I'm afraid to go down into, though. There's warning number 2. And another sensor, so I am probably about to get eaten. Oh, and I hear it coming. Oh, and there he is. Hey there. You look friendly. You won't kill me, right? Oh, no, you're totally gonna kill me. Oh! Run away. And there we go. And here I am, Ghost Ard, sitting back in the spawn village that I created, because this is actually a community server. I'll pop back to life shortly. But this is a side effect of the Corrale's Tombstone mod that helps me go get your corpse back. It's now sitting in the basement down there. I am not going to go get it, but this key would let me go find it if I did. But here in spawn is where we would start our journey, and you can see that I've got a nice headquarters with a whole bunch of equipment for newbies here, and a little barn over here for all your sheep and cow needs, as well as a waystone and some basic rules, because I am not playing alone. Well, I mean, tonight while I'm filming I'm clearly the only person on the server right now. But that's not always the case. Sometimes we just have to do our embarrassing things by ourselves. And we started off the spawn village right in a mine colonies village that we will eventually bring back to life, because this can be populated by villagers and it acts as a processing area for materials. They'll gather stuff and make stuff for you. But that's not what we're going to do today. And of course, right as I go to start monologuing, it starts thunderstorming. But we should get on with this anyways, huh? And we should probably talk about All the Mods 8 real fast, because there's an awful lot of interesting things in this. Like if you notice, when I died, I had your knowledge of death increased by +5, as well as when I returned back to life. And that's because Corrale's Tombstone actually gives you experience for things that cause death and whatnot, that will give you perks that you can unlock. I don't know what most of these do yet, and I don't kind of want to find out because it requires dying. But one of the things you do get when you level up is a reward present. Right there, see? Yep. So let's see what we get. And it's, oh, delightful grave dust. And that's just one of the tiny things that's included in this pack. There's all sorts of stuff. A lot of it I've never seen before because I've mostly played on 1.12 for the last, I don't even know how many years. It's all delightfully new to me, honestly. Like one of the things you can find in the various chests around the world are statted enchanted items that give you all sorts of random bonuses like these. I think they're from Apotheosis, but I'm not sure. That have different rarities and different stats on them, including this trident that I found that just increases my walk speed really noticeably. And there are also artifacts you can find, like this power glove that I've got that just increases my damage, because now I have the power. Of course, this is all stuff I didn't bring down with the warden because I didn't want to lose it. Because what fun is that? But the most important thing is that this does have a quest book sitting up here in the menu. And it looks like every other quest book you've seen pretty much from every other mod. There's a welcome thing that tells you all about it. Gives you some basic XP and a quest book that you could use to open this up, and then a whole bunch of various quest categories. I need to be clear, this is not comprehensive. There's a whole lot of stuff they have yet to actually do. There's like a lot of things like Ad Astra, the space mod, that's just not included in this right now. But the important ones are the All the Modium one up here, which is the actual progression through all the mods, and it has its own book to go with it. We are going to ignore this for the time being because that's not why I'm here. There's a tips and tricks section that shows you all sorts of items like compact machines or time in the bottle, stuff you might have seen in other mod packs I personally played. You have watched the other series, right? Yeah? If not, why not? Okay, I guess the opening my Enigmatica series is kind of rough. Okay, I get it. It was a long time ago. Then there's a bounty board, which you get for killing mobs. And also for killing the traitors and his stupid, stupid llamas. Bing, 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 bing. Because we don't need no stinking llamas. Okay, so maybe we do. There's one guy living right back there. I have traded some emeralds to get some saplings mostly, because I really do like a lot of the modded trees in this. You can see I've got a whole bunch of random stuff just sprinkled around right here that I've chopped down over time. There is a getting started section, which if you are not familiar with even vanilla Minecraft or the very basics that are available to you, they show you what to do. We're not going to do that either right now. Nope. Not today. And as you can see, I have gotten some other things because there's the food and farming section where, you saw what I had back in the spawn base. I've got some basic animal stuff going on here. Mystical agriculture is, I have killed some mobs and they've given me some infernium. That's real exciting. Elemental craft is, you have killed some mobs and gotten some shards. But that is not what we're going to do today, because today I have a plan. And I plan to start directly into the bees, which means we've got to go actually interact with vanilla bees and go get some honeycombs and some honey bottles. So it's a good thing I went and gathered some sand and dug out part of a hill and made it ugly a little bit over there where you can't see, because I'm going to have a base here. And I may need to fill that back in and make it less ugly later once I strip the trees out. Okay? I get it. This is gonna be ugly. I need to not do this near my base. But I do have some glass ready to turn it into bottles, as well as just some shears and one of these chests full of junk that I've gathered up while looking around the world, mostly for saplings, and sometimes a couple villages, just a whole bunch of just random gear. Where are my shears? I think I lost my shears somewhere. You know what? Let's celebrate the fact that the warden killed me immediately there with putting the key up on the pedestal it just gave me. That seems like a good use. Now, I should note that we have the home and spawn commands enabled on this server so that it does speed up travel between spawn and your home base. So if it seems like I'm teleporting around, it's possibly because I am. Because looking at the map right here, you can see that here's the spawn village. Down over here is where my base is currently located. And up here are some of my friends, because they clearly like the other side of the map more than me. Sad times. Or I was one of the last people to pick where I was going to put my base. Anyhow, I did find some vanilla beehives not too far from this village. Now, while we're headed over there, I do want to note that I did find this amazing looking quartz crystal cave down here that was really pretty and will be used for decorations later. Except it is also occasionally infested with pillagers because there's a pillager outpost right next to it. Alright, so I came out to the meadow where I knew a couple beehives were. I'm wearing my armor because it makes me move faster. And let's see if I actually understand how these mechanics work, because I have never mucked with vanilla bees before. But it should be as simple as put a campfire down, and now we should be able to shear or bottle the beehive. And there it goes, out comes the honey. Well, and the other two hives I knew about do not appear to have honey in them, although the bees are now busily out looking for it, so maybe if I give it a little bit I can get some. The flip side is I'm still so very, very early that I don't have silk touch on anything, so I can't even get the beehive if I wanted to right now. So that part's a little unfortunate. I do have leashes so I can steal bees, but I think there's a better way coming up anyways. And really what we want to get into is productive bees, which is what we need the honey for. Because looking here, we need this to make the honey treats to actually get them, which and then goes in all these other directions. But I guess let's try to get some bottled honey, because we're going to need that very shortly. Alright, and now I have some bottled honey as well. While we're on our way back to our base, I do want to point out that there are some interesting things in this pack. Points of interest in general seem to be massively cranked up, and right behind our spawn headquarters, there's a roguelike dungeon. And one of our members already went through this thing and cleared out and torched it up so nothing can spawn, but that doesn't mean this is now useless to new players, because you see how the chest behind me looks different. It's because this is using the Lootr mod, and chests are unique per player for situations like this. So if I open this up, it's not empty. It has stuff specifically for me in it, and I'm the only one who can see these items. And I can take what I want out of it. And this is where we find things like randomly statted items, which may or may include sockets for gems like this. So despite this having been previously ransacked, it's now a source of free loot for new players, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how much of it's actually useful long term, but there's at least reasons to come down here and at least take a look to get some free stuff. Or like your 10th copy of the Cat music disc. And as an example, Coming back from that dungeon, I am now completely kitted out where I was missing a helmet and a shield before, because now I have a shiny helmet and a shiny shield that both give bonus stats. I'm sure I'll get it destroyed or lose it at some point, but that's okay. And on to the bees, we should take our rewards and move on to the next step, which is capturing bees, which means we can make bee cages. And it also says sturdy bee cages we can get from adventuring, so maybe they drop in chests somewhere. But these require planks in a honey bottle, which is why I'm kind of glad I stopped to get a second bottle while I was there, because I have no bees here. Oh, but it looks like these make a bunch of them, so we might as well make a bunch, huh? Which gets us another one, which seems kind of silly. Oh, that gets us a sturdy one. Interesting. But that brings us to the big book of bees, which is a bee cage with a book. Do I actually have a book? Well, at least I know where I can get leather since I set up cows back in spawn, and I have some sugarcane there as well to make paper out of. So I guess we're doing this the hard way. Or I suppose I can just ransack a bookcase from inside that roguelike dungeon, because that's probably the most reasonable thing to do. And now we have a big book of bees. And looking into the book, it says it wants us to make an advanced beehive real fast, but the quest wants us to continue through vanilla, so we should probably build a beehive and go capture some of those vanilla bees that I found earlier. Nope, and I realized that that's terrible advice, so I'm going to build the basic one just to get out of the way, because the advanced beehive, most importantly, does not require silk touch to move around or do anything with, and it doesn't require campfires. So I think we're just going to build this. And let's go kidnap us some bees. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so hopefully I understand how this works, so I think we just put the bees out and they should go into the hive. Assuming this works right, I'm probably going to want to cage this in somehow so they can't wander off. Probably like a glass beehive type thing. Looks like they are coming back. Oh, and it went in. And we can see that all of the bees are in here. I have no idea if they're producing anything. They say they're all adults, but I think this is working. So the last thing I think we're going to do is add an expansion box onto this, which is just basically more planks around a honeycomb. And these can go anywhere around the beehive as long as they're attached. We can put it on top and it becomes part of it. And we look inside this, there's now 5 slots and room for upgrades. I have no idea what these upgrades actually do yet. I barely looked into it. They probably just work like the alveoli from the old forestry mod. But now what I need to do is breed a couple of my bees using the flowers so they can get actually up to 5 and we can move on from there. But I think this is a good place to stop for the day because we've gotten started on bees, we got killed by the warden, we talked about the pack, and I think it's just time to call it a day. If you found this episode interesting and entertaining, please consider the like or subscribe if you're new. As always, I'm Ard. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.